Okay, guys. I know you guys not expecting me today, but I'm having a show with the Liberian community in Trenton. So they will be coming up, and we'll be discussing the July 26th program for this weekend. So I will be bringing up the Vice President Anthony and the communication director. I'm sorry. So hold on 1 minute, please. I'm trying to. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will be coming on today again by 11 o'clock, and I will be hosting Yasini, Amanda, and Dr. Richardson. We'll be discussing their trip to Liberia. But today, right now, it's a local thing we're talking about. Let me see here. If you guys can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, let me see if. See. Okay, good, good. So if you're in the Trenton area, if you're in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia don't have a government yet, they will be having an election. So if you're in the Trenton area, if you're in Philadelphia, ask the guy, send the thing to them. I don't know why they didn't receive it yet. Please hold on 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Email. No. PETERS. I beg you guys, you just hold on, please. I sent the information out, but apparently, okay, he got it. Okay, and I send. Let's see, send it. Okay. All right, I just got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking today about the Liberian Association in Trenton. They cover Bristol, Levittown, and Morrisville, Burlington, and also I'm also the president of the Liberian community in South Jersey, but we are not part of ULA. Our organization is a private thing. We are not part of ULA, so that is why. But I am part of the one in Trenton too, because hey, I love to be part of the community no matter what happens. So at the end of the day, we try to do what will benefit us, what will benefit the community. So we try to do everything. So we'll be talking about the July 26th and the way forward because they just got a new president and we want to see how best we can bring peace to that community because Trenton have been dormant for a long time. Almost, if I don't mistaken, it's like I'm sorry for mistaken is like almost 7 to 10 years. There have been no president. They've been in court, and the last president was Francis Colley, and they could not work with Francis Colley, and then they just had an election, a very big election, where for the first time, I don't know about the other people, for the first time, people show up and voted. But the election was very, very close. It was just, and the surprising part of it, the present chairman of the board, uh, 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 Rupert got over 300 votes. Rupert had more votes than the president and, in fact, the two candidates. So you see, people ran on their own and they voted, and he got. But the ref is still there. The president of the Old Timer Association ran, he lost, and two old timers contested. But I believe that to bring peace is the responsibility of the government, of the present administration, no matter what happens. They are the one must do everything possible to bring the group together because the election was close. You cannot sit there and do anything. So, okay, this is the vice president, Mr. Peter Massacre. But I decided to bring you on early because I don't want to keep you in the background. So I was just going through things. So I'm talking to the audience here, and they just had an election where the election was close. And the surprising thing, they all came from the same group, the Old Timer Association. So everybody know they've been doing good from the Old Timer before switching over. But the responsibility to bring the community together is on the present administration. They must do everything possible. They got to touch everywhere, make sure that they are together, no matter what happens. Nobody getting paid. Everybody sacrificing just to come and serve. But we cannot say this man is not okay. Oh, we don't get time by this man. We must come together and work as a community. Mr. VP, how are you today? You can hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well. Thank you
Okay.
very
What
much.
happened? I sent the information to the director too. I don't know if you receive it.
Let me text him and see.
Yeah, I sent it to him 2 times. I don't know if you receive it. And we'll be having a nice conversation. And the president was supposed to be up here today, but he sent his vice president, and that is the coordination. And before we do, let me put the flyers up there so you guys can see what will be happening. And on July 26th will be celebrated this weekend. This weekend it will be celebrated. And also on Tuesday, there will be a program at Mercer College. Ark Mercer will be hosting our flag, the flag of Liberia. And also they will be cutting, I think, but anyway, the vice president will go into details and he will tell us some of the progress that they have been making. But we want to invite everyone. If you are within the Trenton area, you in Trenton, you in Ewing, you in Burlington, Bristol, Morrisville, Langhorne, and Willingboro, show up on that day, this coming weekend and Saturday, and let us celebrate our independence. Our independence will not be on Saturday itself, but we are celebrating it on the 23rd. And when you see that the flyer is there, and okay, this one, in fact, on the 22nd, they will be at the Trent place there in Trenton. But I will give the vice president the time to explain all these things. So, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, are you ready for this thing? Because you will answer some question because people know that you will be appearing on the show today, and there are a lot of questions that people send to me. I say, listen, we're here to talk about the program. We're here to talk about the July 26th. So, Mr. Vice President, how's everything so far after the election? What's been going on? How's the new administration making it?
Well, thank you, Mr. Kushner, for inviting me to your show today, and also the leadership of
Okay,
the
before you continue, before you start, I want to let the audience to know that we will talk about the July 26th and celebration. We will talk about the inaugural program pending. We will talk about projects and programs for the community. You understand? And then other things will come in. So that is what we'll be discussing here today. So tell me how the association going. The election is over. It was very close. I listened to you that day. You even said something that stays stuck in my head. You said, no matter how the election goes, I will work with anybody. You said it was standing right on the sidewalk. Maybe
right.
you're talking to somebody and I listen. And you said, no matter what happened, we are all part of the community. So tell me how the whole thing going, because election is over now.
Well, the administration of Anthony Paye and Peter Masikwe is doing extremely well. We have been little over 2 months into office since the elections, and we have made significant strides in making sure that we secure an office space for the community, something which we went on our agenda that we said that we'll get the ball going on day one. We also started the process of forming various committees and appointing coordinators in various townships, because the central Jersey and the metropolitan areas is very huge. So we know that Mr. President and Mr. Vice President cannot be everywhere at the same time. So we are putting together what we call coordinators that will serve as a liaison between those townships and the administration, wherein we can be able to distribute our, let's say, should I put it this way, share ideas and decentralize our projects and programs to those areas. So that's what we've been doing. We've been mobilizing our base. I mean, it's hot outside. We've been having a lot of social activities to bring people together. We also using that social gatherings as a means of collecting data, because without a comprehensive database, the community will not function well. What I'm trying to say is that there are several Liberians, little over 7,000 across the metro areas and that of Central Jersey. We want to make sure, if we did it, for example, with the mayor in the city of Hamilton, if he asks about Liberians, our database shows the number of Liberians over there and those professionals. That will also help them for job placements and other programs where applicable. So, I mean, that's what we've been doing. We've been working very hard, even though we've been challenged in some area, which of course I'm going to talk on the show tonight, because if we don't talk about it, things will not be resolved. So we've been uniting the community. We've been encouraging people to come to general meetings. We've been asking our people across this Garland state to support this new administration, because without that support, I mean, there's nothing can be done. Even though we have the passion, we have the capabilities, we have the time and energy to get a job done, but the community needs the support. And I want to congratulate the community. They've been doing extremely well. Since we came to power, they've been supporting us financially. There have been a lot of grassroots donation contribution to our programs. Like we had the Mother Days program, the Father Days program, the senior citizen, a cleaner exercise, and it's been going very well. So our administration on track.
Okay, that's good. And also, I've been watching the chat room. I see all the progress that been going. But one of the things that you guys have to do is to bring the community together. The election was very, very close. It was tight. That means it almost like the Democrat and the Republicans, where Donald Trump was in the 70 million, while Mr. Biden was in the 71 going to 2 million. So you can see the election was close. So what plans you guys have? Because now the burden is on you. You must bring them together. It is your responsibility. They might say, okay, I will not work with you whether you like it or not. So what you got in place? How are you going to do it? And from there, we come to the other areas. You said something about if you're going to meet the mayor of Williamboro, you want people from this area, Williamboro, to be able to be part of that delegation because you want to decentralize everything. You can just sit there and wait again. But
Right.
tell me what you guys got in place to unite, because for the last 7 to 8 years, there have been no president in Trenton.
Right.
That is why you guys, our part of the old timer, were able to steer the show. So tell me what the administration doing when it comes to peace building.
First of all, let me explain the role of the community. I mean, the Liberian Community Association. There's a big difference between the Liberian Community Association and social clubs. There are several social clubs currently in existence within the Liberian community, and these clubs have been doing extremely well in terms of having programs that are uniting the people. But the role of the community is more of like advocacy group. We advocate for the Liberian people. Our competitors are the Latinos community, the Brazilian community, the Indian community, the Nigerian, Sierra Leone. So our role is to go up there, whether on the federal, the state, or township level, to advocate for our people to see what are those benefits that are up there that other nationals are benefiting from and Liberians are not benefiting from it. So our administration is more focused on that. In doing so, that we'll be able to access grant, we'll be able to access other programs that our people can be empowered to be on par with other nationals. Now, the social clubs in the community, on the other hand, have their own responsibility. They are registered organizations that help in what a charitable way, or maybe having social events. So what we intend to do and what we have been doing is we're using the independent day as a case study. We are mobilizing every social organization within the Liberian community to work alongside the leadership of the Liberian Community Association. That way, we can identify problems and challenges they are faced with so that we can be able to help them. Because take, for example, if the Liberian community succeed in getting a grant, let's say from the city of Ewing, the township of Ewing, maybe for senior citizen sustainability, or maybe for food pantry, or maybe to carry out health and safety awareness program, we're going to look at those Liberian organizations depending on our status, how they were structured in registration processes to be able to implement these programs. So it's that we are the umbrella organization for all organizations within the Liberian community. But some of our people are getting it all wrong. They have the notion that the Liberian community is in competition with a social club, which is absolutely wrong. You can be member of a social club and you still part of the Liberian community. What's your role you have to play? Attend general meeting, come up with suggestion, reach out to your leaders, find out what's going on. That will in no way undermine your status as member of a social club. Take for example, me, Peter Masikwe. I'm the vice president for this Liberian Community Association. a member of AJA. Matter of fact, I'm the Assistant Secretary General for the Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas. I'm part of the Lofa County Association, my county of birth, and several other organizations that serve as a member, supporting members. Even, for example, over here, TPA, that we all support financially because they are our own Liberian brothers and sisters. So that does not in any way undercut my role as vice president for the Liberian community, because these organizations have different responsibility. So we want our people to be educated to this particular situation, to know the difference between the Liberian community and the social club. That way, they will be able to support us. They will come to community meetings. They will listen to us because we are there to advocate for them. We are there to identify resources that will help them and also help our people back home in Liberia. And we've been doing that. Remember, I told you from the beginning of my speech that we are setting up coordinators. We have also set up, Mr. President has also set up several committees that will be able to work with people, because in our community, we have our people, senior citizens that are aging. Some of them doesn't have relatives here. Some of them do, but because of the work schedule, they may not be able to get our needed attention. We have the benevolent committee. We have set up our entertainment committee. We have set up a planning committee. These committees are very cardinal to the sustainability of our community. They're going to work, design programs, work with the executive to see how best we can deliver the goods to our people. So all we need from our people is just reach out. If you know someone who is sick in the community, or if you have an idea to do something that you think the community can support you, come to us. So this is why I'm very happy that on July 26th, we will officially cut the ribbon to the Liberian Community Office. It will be a one-stop shop venue for all of our activities in the state of New Jersey and the metro area that covers Morrisville and other areas. So we've been mobilizing our base. That's why we've been using the media like your platform to elevate our stories, because without unity, the community will continue to remain divided. I mean, take for example, like you mentioned, little over 8 years, no central leadership for the Liberian community. So it was these social clubs that have been there doing this in a weak way, but yet and stay, the social club membership doesn't cover the entire Liberian community or metro areas, but the Liberian community leadership does. So you see the big difference? So I would want our people to work with us. Let's share ideas for the betterment of our community. That's all we want. Yes.
Okay. Now you just said something, and we'll have this conversation. Don't worry, you're not rushing from here unless you got something else to do. And we will continue. I got another program by 11 o'clock. But you were part of the Liberian, the Trenton Old Timer. Trenton
No,
Old Timer.
no. I've been a support member, because you remember,
Oh, okay.
I run a an insurance firm in the state of New Jersey, less than 20 states.
Okay.
So as an entrepreneur and stakeholders in the community, I support every organization that reaches out to me,
good.
because
So it's almost like
you
was you was like a sponsor.
Yeah, like a support member for them. Yes.
Now, which is true. Trenton Old Timer is only in Trenton.
Right.
It's not part of Ewing.
Exactly.
It's Trenton Old Timer. The
Right.
name say Trenton Old Timer. They cannot say Trenton.
Meaning like a soccer club.
Yeah. And they've been around a long time, keeping Trenton, where they got our football field, moving. The Liberian Association, all the way into Burlington County,
right,
all the way into Bristol and Morrisville, which is true. Top of your head, can you tell me how many members you people already have registered with the Liberian Association in this area?
Well, I would speak to the Liberian community leadership, right? The current leadership. Right now, I would say close to 500 persons have already signed up, because, like I said, we just coming
so that means when y'all took over, the ones that signed up or the ones that y'all met there, which one?
No, the one that already signed up, because remember, about 8 years there was no leadership.
Yeah.
So everybody was here there, moving from one place to another. So now we are bringing everybody on board, and trust me, their momentum is building every day. People coming out to our meeting, whether on teleconference, whether in person, and they are signing up. And we can assure you, Mr. General, by the end of August, we will cover every single township, district that fall within our territory. And Liberian, I mean, we are using what we call the simplification strategies in our decentralization program. What I'm trying to say, we're going to work with churches. We're going to reach out to every churches. We're going to put an announcement in the bulletin for the Liberian community. We'll leave our biodata forms wherein people can sign up and be given to us. We're also going to participate in networking events. If we'll have soccer tournament, everything that require us to do, even to the mayor offices or the various town hall, whatever is it, we will have the Liberian community information there that people can reach out. We will share our hard numbers with people so that they can call us. They can call on us to sign up, because this train is moving so fast. We believe if we get everybody on board, the numbers, I mean, there's a strength in numbers. If we're going to see, for example, a councilman in Hamilton, if we're moving there with a 50-man delegation, they will know fully well that the Liberian community is united and have the manpower to do so. It's all about politics. It's all about seeking the well-being of your people. And that's what we're going to do. We have already started the process, and we are moving very fast. I mean, as I speak to you today alone, we were able to print over 2,500 data forms. These forms going to not only identify who you are, it will identify your career, it will identify your education status. Because, for example, if we are going for a job fair or maybe working with the township of Trenton, I mean the city of Trenton on specific opportunity, if we see that the city is looking for professional IT designer or maybe IT person or tax preparer or maybe certified nurse or lawyer, and our database show that we have maybe 2 Liberians, of course they qualify for the job. We're going to push them to get that job. That's the essence of the biodata form. So we're doing this, and I mean, I want to say thank you to the communication director, David Capley, who is on top of this. I mean, along with all members of the team, the Secretary General, the Assistant Secretary, that working closely with my office to support the president in this endeavor. And everyone is working very hard from the executive.
Almost most of the stuff, and I heard you talking about the senior citizens, which is true. And you make a little bit mention about the youth and the drugs addiction, especially in the city of Trenton,
right?
In the how do you call it, West Trenton and whatsoever. When you go there, yeah, you see some of our Liberian kids with the Americans, and they so bad off. And what you guys have in store for them? What are some of the plans that you put on papers already? And maybe when you get the opportunity, you'll just move forward with it.
Well, my office is working with the Assistant Secretary General. We are drawing up programs for our young people. This will be done in close partnership with Catching Financial. Catching Financial is a multi-million-dollar financial firm on Wall Street. They work with my business. I reach out to them and say, hey, even though we are in the corporate business, but listen, my community need me and my community need you. What are we doing? We are setting up seminars wherein we will invite our young people, and we're going to use people that have been in that situation before, that have been to jail, maybe for drugs. They will be like a motivational speakers. In doing so, we're going to tap into them, because don't get me wrong, most of the people on the street, they have ideas, they have the skills to do certain things, but they need people to motivate them. They need people to give them that exposure. Sure. I'm going to explain my success story, that how I came to this country in 2011. Under 10 years, I was able to establish a company, a $1 million company that doing extremely well in 20 states across the United States. I'm just 36 years. So if I can do it, you can do the same. You only need people to motivate you. More to that, we're going to have a career fair. That's why the Liberian Merchandise Association, which will be formed, we're going to launch it next month under the banner of the Liberian Community Association. We're going to identify every Liberian-owned businesses here. What are you doing landscaping? What are you own a restaurant? What are you own insurance company? What are you a realtor? What are you own African store? What are you own data office, lawyer office? We're going to bring everybody on board to see how best we can hire from within. Because there are several people that have been, discrimination or racism exists in the United States. So take for me, I went to school and got my degree in business with emphasis in supply chain management and international marketing as well. But because of my color, I may be prevented from getting certain job. But as a business owner, I'm not going to let my own Liberian brother go because of your color. I'm going to hire you because we want to empower you. So we are working on all of these things to see how best we can empower our own people. we're going to motivate them, and we're going to work with the state. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of money out there. There are a lot of money out there on the city level that put people into rehabilitation, that help them with different activities, what a hotline for support system. We are going to tap into these programs. We will write proposal to the mayor office, to the governor office, to that of the city council offices. We're going to lobby to see how best we can identify resources to help our young people. So it's like everyone is on our team. Everyone's in our program. That's how we talk about senior citizen, sustainability, youth development, recreation, and what have you. So all the things in our program, we have a comprehensive plan already crafted that we're going to go after them. And I can tell you what, beginning next month, we are getting the ball rolling. The only reason why we decided to hold back because of the national event, the Independence Day celebration. And I'm so thankful to God that this event is this coming Saturday. So for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we will be done. And we'll go in
let's get to that. Let's get to that part. And okay, let's go to the July 26th, program. Tell me what you guys got in store, planned.
Man. You know what? Because the community has been dormant in leadership for close to 10 years. The new leadership of the Liberian Community Association have decided to have an elaborate program that will serve as a tool towards unity and reconciliation. We are starting our event on Friday. It will be chop and sip, almost in the front of welcome party style, where we're going to gather together, we're going to lecture, we're going to talk about the oldies and goodies about our country, Liberia. We're going to chit chat about the happenings within our cities across the United States. We will brainstorm and welcome our guests for all of the event. Now, the parade that you have on your screen will take place on Saturday, July 23rd, beginning at 10 a.m. at the City Hall on East State Street. We're going to parade from East State Street all the way down West State Street to the park. And then we'll have our water break. And then we all will transfer to Ewing, in Ewing, New Jersey, around the Credit Union of New Jersey, where they have the CVS. We're going to go there for our sports and cultural festival. Now, we have been getting backlash on why the Liberian community decided not to have the soccer game in Trenton. Let me tell you something. Okay, Trenton is not New Jersey only.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, we try to decentralize our programs and activities. There are several Liberian citizens that reside in the township of Ewing that don't even know that local officials. At the Sports and Cultural Festival in Ewing, you're going to see authorities from Ewing on the soccer field that will have direct interaction with Liberian citizens. We all will be able to network together, share ideas, shake hands, eat our bread, eat our roasted meat, play our soccer game, and leave. And now, this day Independence Day on the Sports and Cultural Festival is not only surrounding soccer. We're going to have Lulu tournament. We're going to have checkerboard tournament. We're going to have pool tournament. So there will be a series of other games on the side, even cards, our traditional game that we play back home that we forgot about. It's all about networking. Imagine the General and Peter Massacre on a checkerboard, playing, using all those tricks. We'll be keeping conversation, right? There is something I'm going to discover about you that I never knew before. There's also something you're going to discover about me that you never knew before. So this is why we decided to undertake the initiative to make things a little bit different so that we can be able to move our community forward. Because reconciliation can come through sports. If you have 2 or 3 persons together interacting, definitely everybody going to be on board. So that's what we want to encourage every Liberian. We have the t-shirt on sale. You can go to JY store, is there. It's only $25 for regular polo shirt.
Very high quality. We'll get there. We'll get to that part. Yeah. I can see you on fire.
Yeah, once I just want to elaborate on the.
We'll get to the t-shirt. Relax. We'll get to the t-shirt.
So at the climax, you remember that.
Don't get there yet.
No, I'm not talking about the t-shirt. You talk about what we get in stock for the Independence Day. So I'm trying to
we'll get to the t-shirt part.
Yeah. Okay, so let's leave the t-shirt. So after the parade, we all going to come to Trenton. The Trenton that everybody talking about.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're going to have Youth and Sport Minister D. Zoga Wilson as the Independent Day orator. He's going to speak on unifying the community and the Liberian people. That's one. We're going to have veteran broadcaster, brand journalist for kind of shelter. He's the master of ceremony. We're going to have Liberian superstar, Friday the Settlement. He will grace the occasion. We're going to have former Liberia cultural ambassador, Fatou Gavler. She will come. She will perform live. We're also going to have Liberia, the current cultural ambassador to the U.S., Denise Scott. She will perform live. And we're flying from California, Liberian American-based superstar, Scandolo, the young Scandolo. He will be here to inspire our young people through his rap lyrics. He's a young kid, very professional. He has all his works on the YouTube, on Apple Play, and he uses his voice to inspire our people through positive lyrics. And then we'll climax the weekend on Sunday with our intercessory prayer, and then with a free coca for everybody. Wherein we're gonna chill. Now, because the community leadership just come into being, we don't have that big money. I mean, that's why I've been telling the community thank you. They've been supporting us through grassroots donation. There's a little cover charge for the independent ball on 26th Trent Street that will start at 8 p.m. It's $20, general admission.
So the Trent Street is a hall?
No, it's not a hall, because you know why? We are expecting close to 500 people. Now, in the city of Trenton, if we had a big amount of people, we'll be restricted by the police. So because of good weather, it's an outdoor that will be well protected with armed security. We're going to block the street, and we're going to have 10 beautiful lighthouse facility designed with the national color. It will be
so
well
the Trenton Authority
yes.
permit
they give a permit to block the street. We have the permit, so the street will be black. Trent Street will be black from both angles, and we'll have our armed security guards that will be there to allow our dignitary comes in, and they will also protect the door, and we'll be right in there. We're going to have the 360 camera. If you want to take a picture, you can take it. We're going to have the red carpet set up. You can come. You'll be interviewed by journalists. How do you feel about the Liberian community? You have the opportunity, and I believe you'll be there with your gadget to see how bad
I'm sorry, I won't be part of that program because I'm traveling, and
yeah, no problem. But we have several.
But I will be there for the Tuesday one.
Yeah, we'll have several other media institutions that will be here to carry that event live, because this is a very big event. So we encourage our people. We're not selling ticket online. You can pre-order your ticket now, because we're expecting that place to be very full in the first 1 hour. So you can call the Secretary General, or you can call the President to buy a $20 ticket. We'll mark your name and you get your ticket to the door. We'll also have VIP ticket for single person. It's $50. Now, within the $50, you're getting a bottle of wine and you're getting food for the night. Now, couples, if you're coming with your wife or maybe a special guest, it's $75. You'll still be entitled to a bottle of wine and you get food for the night. It's all geared toward raising money for our community, because if the community administration is well supported, the more will be energized to move on. We need stationaries. You remember I told you we're getting office space. We're opening the office on July 26th. We need computers for the president. We need computers for the Secretary General. We need a backup. We need a lot of stuff to move our community forward. So we want to call on everybody to come and support. And there's this speculations in the community. Oh, the Liberian community is divided, or everybody want to do their own thing. The community is not divided. People that are saying the community divided are the ones trying to divide the community, because you have a leadership into place. All you need to do is support your leadership, because if you knowingly decide to organize a parallel program on that day, that shows your disrespectful posture to the leadership. If you support the community that you are a part of, you will join the community leadership based on the invitation sent to you. Or even if you don't receive invitation, for the fact that you're part of the Liberian community, you can say, hey, this is our national event. We all will parade together. We all will break bread together. We all will play soccer together. That's what we want in the community. So the community is not divided. We have Liberians that are coming from all over, from Delaware, Pennsylvania, Morrisville, Laverton, everywhere across New Jersey, not even only in the Central Jersey area. And guess what? Do you know that the official teacher for the Independence Day, people ordering it all from North Dakota, from Rhode Island, because they see what we're doing. Even they're not coming here, but they're supporting us by purchasing the t-shirt. And we want to call our people that are right here to blow the t-shirt off, because before they all start, I'll take everything. So that's what we've been doing. It's a loaded activity for the week, and I will emphasize on the on the Monday and Tuesday event because we have the hosting of the flair at the City Hall in Trenton.
We'll get to that
Yeah.
part of it. We'll get there. And I'm very impressed. And I see I'm in the chat room. I don't post actually the chat room, but I see the activities that is going on. I see the coordination between you and the president.
Yes.
Because someone asks why the president can't come out, but nobody getting paid. Anthony been talking to me. Anthony was in and to ask Mercer when he called me from there. He was talking to Stevie Miller and other people. So it's like I see that coordination where the VP can go this way, I can go this way. I don't need. So everything you saying here is approved by the body, the administration, and whatsoever. It's a teamwork.
And let me add on to that.
So I appreciate that.
Let me add on to that. Aside from teamwork, Mr. President and the executive set up the independent committee headed by Mr. Jacob Robert. As a vice president, they may report to me. So I'm speaking in my authority as the official spokesperson and also senior member of the independent planning committee. We plan this. So Mr. President gave me the permission to go ahead and propagate. Besides that, I am a professional broadcast journalist, 7 years career. It's my field. You see, that's why people get things wrong. If you are specialized in the medical field, do things that are related to medical.
You use that person. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm using my skills to support the community work as a professional broadcast journalist. It's my career for 7 years.
I think you are the perfect person to sell this administration, and I will tell the president, and I will say that listen, you got this vice president, use it until he get tired. The only thing, make sure you do your job, make sure you do your business now, because the Liberian Association, trust me, you are the senior laborer. You will work for them, they will call you, they will do this, so you must do everything possible. Now, this program on the day where Zoga will be the orator is free, or are they going to pay to go in that place?
No, it's an independent board. He's speaking at an independent
board. Not the one that Zoga. Oh, the one that Zoga will be is the $20.
Yeah, it's a $20 entry.
On the football fee, anybody can go on the football fee.
The football fee is free of charge.
The only thing y'all will get meat.
We'll get music. There will be food. There will be different vendors. We're going to distribute free water to our people and soda. But the community, for the first time, because we need money, we're going to serve as a vendor. So
okay, I want you to go over that part.
Yes.
On Saturday, that same day in the evening, after the
soccer field
parade, the soccer business.
Yes.
Because some people say, after playing soccer, you will go home, everybody tired. Maybe when you go there, you not see nobody there. So you got everything in plan where you would leave the feed before going to this program. So this program, you telling me that you got Minister Zoga, he will be the orator, he will be here. You got Volcano Shelton, the MC. You got and the cell phone man. You got all these people coming. You got Fatu Gavler going to sing. You got Denise. All these people going to perform in Trenton. That's what you telling me?
They are going to perform right in Trenton. That's why I'm telling you the city will be locked down because.
Wow. So for 2 months, you just took over 2 months. That means you're not even sleeping. You're running.
Let me tell you something. I want to get 4 hours sleep every night since I took the position of vice president for the community. Because when we first took over, first of all, there were no document in our possession. We have to work with former past leaders to make sure we get community documents, to open bank accounts, or to switch transfer documents. It's been tedious for us. We've been doing this, like I said, it's been a collaborative teamwork. Mr. President and I, the Secretary General, we all been on our feet working. But let me tell you something. Here's my disappointment. Of all the work we've been doing, we have 5 members of the board that tend to disrespect the leadership. They don't even recognize the work that we do because in their mind, they think they are senators to like hold the executive down, which of course they have big limitation because being a member of the board doesn't in any way give you the right to say you are the boss for the president. The president does not make report to you. You nothing. We want to share ideas with you and share documents because we want to be what? We want to be very transparent. in what we do and to ensure check and balances. But you don't have the authority to approve anything before we work. That's why we've been working. Because if you look at the constitution of the Liberian community, the highest decision-making body is the general body. So if we give you respect as a board chairman or board member, we come to you for something. If you want to delay the community, which of course we know that you have alliance to another social club that you want to support, and you planning independent program, private program, you don't want to come to our program, you want to delay us, we'll work with the general body, because the general body supersedes everybody. And if the community is bound, or we, which of course they are the general body, we'll continue to work with them. And I can tell you what, do you know that the vice chairman of the board in Prince Bay, instead of supporting the Liberian community initiative, he's at the City Hall distributing t-shirts for children professional Otamba. He's there inviting the mayor and several other people to TPA program because they choose to honor my leadership. He's unfit and unqualified to be a board member because that's complete conflict of interest. You cannot say you're part of something and you're not proud of being member of that particular organization. You only part that you on paper because you came there with a preconceived notion that you want to suppress her. Look, I'm well educated. I read the Constitution. I know the role of the board. I know the role of the executive, and I know the role of the general body. So I can tell those 5 board members who sat in that corner and think that they will suppress the work of Anthony Pai and Peter Massaquoi, they are misleading themselves. And if they think they want to go to court, I can assure them that the community has the best of lawyers that can protect us. If they want to work with us, we are willing to work with them. But because they are playing double standard, we not even feel comfortable sharing sensitive documents of the community to them. Because if we share it to them, they go ahead and backlash us. Take for example, we had a meeting recently, and all of respect, we submitted the independent budget to the board, headed by Mr. Rupert Peter. Besides that, we giving progress update as to where we came from and where we are now. It was interesting to know that the board chairman disrespectfully sent out a letter that even a K2 student will never send to his principal, making it to look that we are accountable to him. How can you, as member of the board or chairman of the board, write the honorable president for the community, giving his timeline to report to your office? He's not your kid, and they need to get that straight. He's not your kid. The executive has the role to make sure that the community functions, and we're doing that. That's why I told them in the meeting, they should be congratulating us for the executive for making sure that in less than 2 months, we were able to acquire office space for the community. We were able to mobilize the entire community together. We were able to not stop that, but to make sure that we mobilize the youth. We were able to transfer bank documents from previous administration. We were able to use our professional skills and ideas, our personal resources to make sure that we retrieve the original document for the community. They don't even know that since 2017, there have been no annual filing for the basis for the Liberian community. The document, everything was there. Mr. Francis Cody, the past president, been doing extremely well in keeping track, but he to his basic. We were able to get it done. And now they're telling us the president validated the constitution because he was able to go ahead and seek transfer of document. The president has his right. Where are the board members?
You know, the president run the association. I think
exactly.
I want us to table this. People must understand, even if it was a government where you got a Senate, you got the representative, the executive runs the country.
But this is the organizational level.
Everything.
This is the organizational level.
Yes.
The board, as the chairman claim, happens to be he claimed that he's the custodian for the community, meaning that all the community property. So that means that the office for the president, he don't want to keep the president key. He don't want to keep the laptop for the secretary general. What's the role of the secretary general? When was the last time their board member, the 5 board member, Prince Bay, Rupert Peter, Swansea Goba, Cecilia, and the rest of the team, when was the last time they ever came to community function? Nothing.
So let me ask this question. Have you people started? Okay, I know people making contribution, and people been making contribution to this. So because I saw in the chat room, I see some people 200, I see other stuff, and people have started paying dues already.
Well, the due, you remember we talked about the membership form that we just drafted because we wanted to put things together. But in doing so, we've been carrying out grassroots contribution. The role of the board is to advise, settle dispute, and have response for the community.
Yes.
As one of them, they have never provided a dime. They call up for a meeting. We ask them, "What? This is the budget. You only concerned about how many money you last send. You only concerned about Where do you get the money from? You're not even telling us, you as a board, to perform your responsibility. How can you support the executive to raise this money? So you only care to sit in your house and smoke your cigar and wait when the executive lobby for money. And then I told them, I said, listen, most of the things that we're doing, for example, the t-shirts, printing, the artists, we have good people in the community that decided to pre-finance it because they know that it will help unite the community. Now, we did our own analysis. I'm a seasoned business professional. I know my job. And I know very well that if we spend, for example, $2,000 on a t-shirt, the community is going to get $1,000 profit. And it will interest you to know that the t-shirt that we even got has blown up already. They, as a board member, have that customer t-shirt available. They even question it because they cannot afford leaving Teapot t-shirt to buy the t-shirt that have the name as a board member because they don't want to wear the community t-shirt to identify the community people.
Wait, now you're telling me, yeah, people listening, y'all listen. No, I say this thing. There is no problem. You can be in your association,
correct,
private association, but they are members of the association and also on the board.
Elected members.
Their responsibility, one, is to the community.
Right.
Two, then they can go to wherever they want to go. But I believe if the association having a function, and I even spoke to 2 or 3 of them, I said, no matter what happened, you will have to attend the Liberian Association program on that day. And they say yes, but I believe they must pay for the t-shirts. And some other people will say, well, since the members are not paying dues, we, the elected official, will chip in 100 to get this program going, including the board, because they were voted upon. So you're telling me that they have not purchased the t-shirts yet?
You know, I'm going to send you a text message. This came from the group chat room from Twitter Professional Old Timer, and they don't even know that the own people that work over there also send out information from the chat room. I know tomorrow they're going to start searching everybody's phone, but it's a reality. This is the chat that came from Prince Bayi. Prince Bayi is the vice chairman of the board. He's been on mobilizing resources for TIPA, and there's a man that never contributed 1 cent to the Liberian community. Read the text message. He's there mobilizing people to purchase TIPA t-shirt. And this is the same man I was seeing downtown to the city hall on Monday morning, carrying t-shirts to the mayor office, to the director of recreation and other areas, inviting them to TIPA program. Where is the loyalty to the community? And you know, and this is the man who won't go for a meeting. He questioning everybody, disrupting the meeting, asking them to make report to him. You nobody. You want to suppress the work of the community, but you just want to go ahead with your TIPA. You can go ahead with TIPA. Nobody cares. The community is not in competition with TIPA. But don't play double standard. Mr. General, look at that test and tell me if it does not resemble conflict of interest.
It is. It is.
And this is the same man who called the social director Norris to prevent them from using Falaraco Park simply because the name of the Liberian community was there as a sponsor. How could you do that? You are official of the community. Then you want to make it to look that the community is divided, or we dividing the community? We've been preaching reconciliation. Every one of you, we are all brothers and sisters. The community is not paying me for my service. I make close to $250 per hour. That's my professional job I do for a living. That's what I feed my family. But if we intend to move the community forward, we should be able to work together as a team. That's what we want. But if you think that you want to pledge a loyalty to a specific organization and not the community, then resign. Other people willing to work.
Mr. VP, I've been working behind the scene. I talked to people from the other side. Let us have this July 26th. No matter what happens, you play the big role. You do everything in your power that we can sit to the table. And Hector, who contested, and it's not that we're negotiating, but because of peace, because let it come from you to clear everywhere and document it. Tomorrow, inform your people, because to be frank, the community is first. You are answering to the membership. The board, we all know the board of directors are there. They are advisors. They get into dispute. For example, if the administration collapsed today, the board can kick in and say, okay, We got to make sure that we have elections and whatsoever. But the administration is active. But right, if I'm not mistaken, it's quarterly that the president can give his report
exactly.
and give copy.
Exactly. But here's the thing. The chairman of the board said in the meeting that he has the power to subpoena. Who are you to subpoena the president?
No, you see we change that word. You know, when you say you subpoenaing the president, listen, don't worry about that.
But do I know that someone that is worried? I'm not
when
worried about him.
When the president make his, we'll talk to them. We'll talk to everybody.
But here's the thing, right? I want to emphasize on this or respond to that. You talk about the leadership working very hard to make sure that we reach out to the people. This is what we've been doing. We've been working very hard, very, very hard. We set a committee to meet Mr. Weir and his team, headed by Jacob Robert and that of Norris, the social director. They did meet Mr. Weir. There were other things said in the meeting, which of course I don't have interest in. But the takeaway was Mr. Weir informed them that because the community did not send people to TIPA meeting, the TIPA already set a committee to celebrate the independence program, so that their committee should work with us. And then that committee was demanding that the community submit her plan to them for them to look at the plan and determine how we can collaborate. The community does not make a report to you. Now, we never stop there. Whenever we attempt to reach out to this particular individual to do something, this is what they do. This is what they do. They go ahead and come up with different propaganda. Take, for example, the youth of the community came out, one Jalet Taylor, she came off a podcast asking the community leadership to come together to see how best they can work together. We honor her request. We send the social director to a meeting. On the eve of that meeting, there was rumors from Mr. Weir and his team that the community people went to his job to spread information that want to kick him off the job. So he called them and told them to call off the meeting. Every time we intend to reach out to these people, they come up with propaganda against the leadership. How do we do it? I can show you communication. I called Mr. Weir on a few occasions. He didn't pick up my call. I called to talk to him about the same thing as a brother to see how we can work together. I sent him text messages, no response. Mr. President did the same thing. So we cannot keep running after people that don't want to work with us. They are not the only organization here. Like I mentioned, you have several other organizations. And listen, we will not get tired. Okay, whenever the community is having event, we will continue to send communication out. What about mail or email? We will invite every organization in the community for us to be a part. We are not at war. During election time, people will say things because they want to make sure they please their base to get vote, right? But after election, it's all political rhetoric. People come together, break back and move forward. But if you accept the election result, you stood in the church under the house of God and said, hey, I will accept the result and we'll work together. But behind the scene, we're seeing on the contrary. It's impossible. So my thing is, the board members that were elected, the 7 board members, we are calling on them from the executive to join hands with the executive to work together. We are very credible. We are very transparent. We have nothing to hide. Every single document we have for this community, what a bank statement, what a graduate donation from individuals, we are going to make it public. And I can tell you, you will be invited to the community meeting in August, wherein every single attendant going to have a financial report sheet. We're going to do a PowerPoint presentation on the board. People will see where money came from, the program that we have from Father's Day program, Mother's Day program, for Independence Day program. They will see how much money in the account. They will see it right there live. So people are not going to say, hey, you only give you a spreadsheet. That's the accountability and transparency we talk about. But trust me, if the board member that have the responsibility to help the executive to raise money stay in the houses and don't do it, we're not going to waste our time. We'll get a report to the general body because we are accountable to them. Because we all should work together as a team. If I put in my time, put in your own time. But you can't sit there and criticize everything the executive does. You look at the person and say that he breached constitution, it's unconstitutional. Why about you're not running central government yet, wherein you have to provide health care and other things or pay police or what have you. So what are you talking about?
Mr. VP, we will cross that bridge. We will cross it. And I'm happy that you guys are experienced people, and I'm happy that you are the VP. And when I tell people all these things, that VP is always the first advisor to the president, first advisor. And with what I see for myself with the working relationship, we will get there. Sometimes our ego, the power, but the board members, the first thing they are member during, they still have to attend regular meetings.
Right.
They must attend regular meetings. They must sit in there like a regular member. When is there any problem that the administration cannot solve, the administration can turn around to the board chairman and say, listen, please get involved into this XYZ things, because you guys are supposed to be the neutral guys in here to go against. Or maybe the administration is collapsing and the members came out and said, listen, we don't have confidence in the administration anymore. So board, can you please get involved? Then the board start. But if we start to subpoena, that word subpoena, people don't understand it. It will subpoena you if you don't show up, we jail you.
And let me tell you something. They are doing all of these things.
I'm laughing because that you're not the only person. Other people try to use that word subpoena somewhere else, and I say, hey, my man, don't.
But you don't have the power to subpoena. What?
Yeah.
Which part of the Constitution tell you say you get the right to subpoena? Subpoena what?
Yeah. So, but we will work. We will sit down. Everybody will understand that Constitution. Even the Constitution, some people who read it, that maybe there should be some changes, but the president worked to the will and pleasure of the people.
Exactly.
The people are the highest. So if they even say, we're looking at the president, Mr. Board member, that's your business. That's it. If the membership come out today and say, Mr. President, if you don't work with these people, we gone. That's it. So it always the same. Who calling? Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Wayne. Is this
Okay, we're not calling, we're not making any calls yet. We're not receiving calls. Wait.
Yeah, I see someone, I know one Wayan in the Wayan comment in the chat one say it's a lie. I don't know who Wayan comment or in some meeting or whatever. So my thing is,
don't worry, I'm not yet to investigate.
Yeah, my thing is,
I've been calling. Listen to me,
Mr. The community is united and we are moving forward.
Mr. VP, I've been calling the other side. I listened to one side, and I told the other side the best way to solve the problem. The two groups that ran, the results were not too big. It was almost, I think, what a difference, 100 and something difference?
No, it wasn't 100 and something. It was less than that.
Okay, less than that. So we need everybody, but we must look at each other in the face, express our feelings. I will talk to Reverend Collison, maybe Awodi, Bishop Awodi. Let us sit down. Nobody there. Let them trash it. Because look, I want you guys to do everything. Because if it can't happen, then we say, oh no,
let me tell you something, Mr. Krishna. You see, everybody here, right from each side, why are people making it to look that the community is against one specific organization? It don't make no sense. We all live in the same city.
Defeat is not anything easy.
We go to the same program together. So if you see me and you shake my hands, and at the same time you have a negative thing in mind for me, why can you look me in the eye and tell me, say, hey, you did this to me, you do that to me? That's more peace.
We'll get there.
I'm not on nobody's way. We all working to put the community together. But everybody have to understand that the community needs to be united. We need to work together. If you have in your program, once you invite me to your program, I will show up. But if you don't invite me to your program, I'm not going to show up. And this goes to every other organization. So we need to work together in peace. We need to promote each other. That's what we need to do in the community. I mean, there's no need for beef. Election is over.
Okay, Mr.
So
VP.
For example, if my president colleague won the election, I will give you all the support you need.
Let me tell the audience right now, we are not having a dialogue here. I'm just asking the question. We are here to talk about the Liberian Community
You see
Association
that? Then that's what they
program.
do. They say I'm pushing
So
sports, so I'm pushing politics. But as in whose
I'm
sports,
not going
whose
to
sports are
open the
pushing,
even if I
but what
open
we
it if I
participate.
open the lines, it's concerning the association. Whatever things that we want to talk about, we will sit and discuss it.
Right.
Period. I'm not here for anyone to disrespect the vice president on my show. I will appreciate you kindly. Don't even use the word lie. You can say it is not truth. No, but please don't use the word lie. There is nothing personal about this interview. And if anybody wants to make a comment, you can go ahead, but please let us respect each other. The Liberian Community Association, whether we like it or not, as much as I supported Hector, but the Liberian Association is bigger. Let us face the truth. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than every Liberian. And I'm happy that you guys going to decentralize it, because every time they come to election, they will come in Williamboro, Burlington to look for votes. They will go to Bristol and Morrisville and all over. And at the end of the day, the program will be remain right in Trenton for the next 2 years and never get out. So that it is. And Trenton, yes, it's a big place. That's the center of everything. That's the capital city of New Jersey. We agree. But kudos to you guys. You are working. We'll talk to everybody. They will get on board. We'll put our hard feelings. To be a good winner, you must be a good loser. So it's nothing personal about this whole thing. So, Mr. VP, let us wrap up on the program and we'll go to the inauguration. Y'all have a penny inauguration, eh?
Yes, in October.
Okay. So, if my memories can serve me right for the audience sake, on Saturday, I want you to tell me play-by-play description what we'll be doing from in the morning on the 23rd on Saturday to the wee hour. Can you just elaborate again?
So like I
While
stated,
you're doing that, I'm going to put the flyers up for people to see
so
it.
like I stated earlier on Saturday, the 23rd of July, at about 10 a.m., we will parade from East State Street down West State Street after you pass the governor's office. It will be the official parade organized by the Liberian Community Association of Central Jersey and the metropolitan areas. After the parade, we will proceed to Ewing, where we will have the Sports and Cultural Festival. That event will start from 12 p.m. until 7 p.m., at which time we will all proceed back to Trenton on 26th Trent Street, where we'll have the official Independence Day Ball, where we'll have several performing artists, the Father, the Several Men, Fatu Gavler, Denis Scott, Young Skido. We'll have the Liberia Youth and Sport Minister, D. Zoka Wilson, who will be the Independent Day orator. We'll also have several other dignitaries who will be giving speeches to the Liberian community or making remarks. We'll have other Liberian organizations that will be there that will make remarks. It's all about networking. It's about bringing our community back. It's about sharing ideas to see how best we can move our community forward. We all know that we've been through a lot, whether from back home, from over here. We want to use this particular national event to unify the entire Liberian community. So we want to encourage everybody. Forget about what happened few months ago during the election. We are all young people. We are all professional people. Let's put our community first. And one thing I want to say to our people, one thing that continues to eat people up is gossip. I want to open an appeal to everybody listening to the podcast in the Liberian community. The leadership is open to everybody. If you receive any information, any news about any one member of the community or its official, please do not just go on social media and elevate the gossip. We are asking everybody to reach out to the leadership. We will provide clarification. If you reach out to us and we fail to reach out to you, you have member of the board that you can send your grievances to. They have the power to investigate. But I want us Liberians to do away with social media to see how best we can move forward. Now, I want to provide a clarification on the board. people complaining or talking about, oh, you can't have outdoor event and you say it's a bar. That's not true. We are living in a civilized society. If you go to Nigeria, Italy, Germany, and other places around the world, you will see people organize events outdoor. We have tents. For example, in Liberia, when President Weah had his inauguration program after he won the election, it was held outdoor. It was in the tent. It was well decorated with national colors. You have world leaders going there. A board not necessarily have to be in a specific room or hall as people perceive to be. This program, if you wear your short jean trousers and t-shirt, you will not be allowed entering into the hall. You will not be allowed entering into the board because it's a national event. We will have a lot of dignitaries there for people to come. This person talking about one William Kennedy, he's one of those that spread false. We say what you see a comment, ball or ballroom. He need to be educated about that. Then you Google the difference between ball and what have you. He will know the definition. So it's a well catered event. You have event tents placed up there, well decorated. We have a professional decoration specialist that will be there to make sure that area is well beautified. That will be the right wall. I mean, that will be the right thing to do. So all you need to do is don't criticize nothing. You need to come. They're talking about maze room, but you go into a hall that doesn't even have a permit, and then you want to question a legitimate facility that people are going to go to have an event. So people should be educated to that. Come and support the Independent This Board is our board. Whether we have it in backyard, whether we have it anywhere, it's our Independent This Board. You're going to have high-profile dignitaries that will be at that event on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we will clap mass with a cocoa, like I said. But the Saturday event, we're going to be there all night. If you want to party until 6 a.m., you party from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m., nobody will bother you.
Okay. Whether they have it down Sunny when it's a ball, whether they have it in somebody's backyard, it's a ball. You can use anywhere. You can put a tent up. People have their wedding reception in backyard. They put a tent up. We all go there well dressed. We go to parties. They go all white party outside.
You have wedding reception.
So
people having wedding reception
where you
outdoor and know everything.
That program. I can have a ball on a porch. I can have a ball on a cruise. I can have a ball. So please, guys, it's wherever you want to have your ball, inaugural ball or July 26th ball. But at the end of the day, people will be well dressed. There will be chairs there. People
well
will be
dressed.
sitting. We never said cook out. Also, cook out can be held in a hall.
Exactly.
Cook out when it's cold. I can say I'm having a cook out, but we'll be in the hall there. That is where I want to have a cook out, where I got the grill.
One second, Mr. General. I want to respond. I want to respond to this person in the comment section. I want Irene or Kemi. Ms. Kemi, I did not say that we do not have a permit. We do have a permit. I was responding to Wayne. Wayne said that if we having a ball, we cannot name it a ball if we're having outside. I said you feel comfortable having an event in a hall that doesn't have a permit, but you want to criticize a national event that taking place to a legal and well-organized facility. So I'm not saying that we don't have a permit. We do have a permit for everything. We have a permit to block the street. We have a permit for
how do you know that the hall does not have a permit? So which are the hall? I don't know.
I don't know that. She can better respond to that. I know what I'm saying.
So guys, and we will come back together. We will drink beer. We will drink soda. It's just a matter of time. Everybody is tense and whatsoever. This side is saying, I don't know. This other side.
So let me tell you something. The thing is, you see, innovation, people have to be innovative. This is summertime. It's very hot out there. The number of people we're going to have at this independent board, they're going to have a very good time with fresh air. We don't necessarily have to go to a hall to do anything.
Okay, that is clear.
Trust me, people are not going to adapt the new style of the Liberian community to start having all the outdoor events on the tents. And people are going to party all night. We're not, I mean, let me tell you something. I'm not going to disclose everything to anybody. We're not answerable to all of them. If they want to come to the program, they can come to the program and see the style and format of which we're having our independent board. We want to encourage everybody. Don't just sit there and listen to the gossip. We're going to have a successful program. It's your community thing. We want you to come out and support your community. If you don't feel it, if you don't see it necessary to come, it's up to you. We're not going to force you to come, but we want you to come because it's your community thing. Come and support your community activities. Come and see new friends. Come and network and come and interact. Don't forget about all the side talking. It's time to work together. It's time
Okay, guys,
to move forward.
you watching this thing here. This is Munel Kishen, aka the General. You can also follow me live right now on YouTube, on TGN TV, and also on Twitter. I am sitting here with the Vice President of the Liberian Community Association, Central New Jersey and Metropolitan area. So we will go. There will be a program on July 26th. Ag Mercer will be hosting the flag. They'll be hosting our flag, eh? What are we doing there on Tuesday? Can you just tell the audience? And this office, this wonderful office that we will be cutting a ribbon on the 26th, eh?
Yes.
To go into that office. So,
yeah,
who
on
provide
Tuesday,
the office? How you got this office? Just elaborate a little bit. Let us hear this.
So like I said, Mr. President has been
Don't read the comments. I want you to talk.
Yeah.
Forget about the comments.
So Mr. President has been working very hard since we got in letter into office, and the Liberian community was able to partner with Ad Mercer. Ad Mercer is a multi-million-dollar company, in the health sector that been doing very well in helping Liberians get employment, durable ones. So the first thing we did was we reached out to several other companies outside Trenton. You remember they have the corporate office in Ewan. They say, hey, we are new. The leadership need this, we need that. And they listened to us. They saw the passion that we have to move our community forward. And they accepted in giving us an office space for the Liberian community where we will be operating free of charge. We're not going to pay rent. We're not going to pay any utility bills. We just need to take our computer and do the community work. So that's how we got the office space. And not only that, we are partnering with our Mercer to help support our people. There are a lot of Liberians that come to the United States that have immigration issues, that they need help. They do not have the financial resources to do that. Our Mercer also going to help support the community with immigration lawyer to see how best we can help some of these legal issues our people are faced with. Now we talk about the arrest youth that are on the street. There are other people suffering from substance abuse, or maybe they are physically challenged or have special needs. We have behavior specialists for our Mercer that are going to work with our people to impact them in a very positive way. So there are a lot of things we're going to do with our Mercer. That's what we want to encourage all Liberians. That's all I can say yet tonight, because we have some big secrets that will unleash to the people or unveil to them on July 26th when we all meet at our Mercer facility for the hosting of the Liberian flag. It will be a very big program. So we have the some senator like Paul Menendez. He will be in town for that program. And now he will send his representative to that program. We'll have the state representatives, state senators, and rep. They will all be there. The mayor from Trenton will also be there. But you and they all will be there. And we'll have the consul general from New York. He will be cutting the ribbon for that program. And there will be some side event before the hosting of the flag. There will be a presentation. Our Mercer is collaborating with the Liberian community to see how best they can establish the art of Monrovia. You know the need of our people back home. There are so many physically challenged people, young and old, that don't have the means to eat on a daily basis or get instruments that will use to move around. These people are going to help support them in that way. So there will be a lot of things going on, and as time goes by, we'll continue to furnish this information to our Liberian people. So this is the type of work we've been doing behind the scene. Not only our Mercer alone, the Liberian community is working in close partnership with TD Bank to see how best we can provide opportunity for several Liberians. There are several people here desiring to own a home. They don't have the means to get it. Some of them don't know which program to go to. We talk about financial literacy program, investment opportunities. So TD Bank will be coming in to help. The young people now, even outside the Liberian community, they've been doing extremely well. Some of them taking part into different investment portfolio programs to see how best they can elevate themselves and prepare for future. So we are working on this. We're trying to build the human capital of our people. This is why we are encouraging every Liberian to come on board and help support what we do. And I can tell you, our leadership will remain focused. We will continue to work in the interest of our people. We will not be distracted. We will work with every single Liberians that are here in the Central Jersey area and in the metro area. Now, because of the model of leadership in which we are bringing to the table, we have other organizations in other areas that are now reaching out to us to see or to learn from us on the style of leadership in which we bring. And we will not relent. We'll continue to help them because why? We are all Liberians. If they succeed, Liberians back home will also be able to get the benefit. So that's the program for the weekend. So we want to first tell them to come out on the weekend to join the parade, to also come to the cookout. We want them to come to the City Hall in Trenton on Monday from 5:30 p.m. We'll host a flare together. The mayor of Trenton will be there, and also we can all proceed to Amherst on Tuesday on July 26th itself for that program. We want them to be there by 12 p.m. because by 12 p.m. is what we'll do the hosting of the flare, the cutting of the ribbon, and there will be a fantastic lunch for everybody. People will eat, we will drink, we will celebrate together, we'll network. You will get to know your consul general in New York. Some people having visa issues. You'll be able to have a silent discussion with him. And who knows, maybe the Liberian community can partner with the consul general in New York to aid with people visa application to go there in New York instead of you going to New York to do something. So all of these things are on the table. The leadership headed by Anthony Pai, in a few weeks, we'll be heading to New York and we'll be having a very productive meeting with the Council General, cares to what helping our people and easy small burdens. So we're working very hard around the clock to make sure our community get on the right track.
Okay, thank you. That's a good and initiative, and I hope Liberians are listening to it. And we must work together no matter what side you're on. The election is over, but we still have our peace talk, and I will try my best to be in between. And I love to see the Liberian community going forward. I love to see young people part of it, no matter what happens. And the election is over. Now, let us go to the pending inauguration. When will this be? When will the inauguration? But before we go there, I will give you 2 minutes to answer this question. Now, the only hall you guys have in Trenton that owned by Liberian is owned by Hector, opposite the JY shop. Have you people ever tried it, or because of the situation are going on, so you say, you know what, we don't want to be bothered, maybe he will not give it to us? It's a private own. He can tell you yes, you can't do nothing about it. Yes, he can tell you no, that his private business. But just to clear the air, because I'm reading some of the comments, you guys try to use that hall, or because it's too early with the election and the relationship between you guys, so you never made an attempt, or what you ever made an attempt to use that hall?
First of all, the Liberian community leadership is there to promote every Liberian businesses.
Yeah.
We did place a call, but our call was never answered. If the call had been answered, we would discuss the possibility of using the hall. Now, we had an issue from the beginning. Take for instance the July 26 program. Almost all of the hall around Trenton and Ewing has already been booked. So there was no way we could do certain things. Even though there was a hall at the War Memorial downtown Trenton, we even called for that hall. We called Mr. Weir on the phone. It was Jerry Care with the financial secretary that called, and Mr. Weir said that the hall was booked for that weekend. So there was no way we could use the hall for that particular time. So we disregarded that because the community was actually in such a hall. But in terms of the inaugural program, it's a very big program. We intend to bring in more than 400 guests to that program. And the inaugural committee chairperson used the influence because of the most of the hall being booked already for the rest of the year because it's summertime, most activity going on. We were able to book the West Trenton Ballroom. There where the inaugural program will take place on October 29th. So right after the July 26th program, there will be more publicity, more information out to the public about that particular day. But we are open to working with every Liberians that own businesses in New Jersey or any other areas. Want to know that you're doing something, we'll definitely come. Now, I know that the Senate passed the dual citizenship bill today in Liberia. I mean yesterday, and the president is rumored that he will sign it into law tomorrow. So we want to say thank you to the senators, the House of Representatives, and the Senate in Liberia for doing that. And the Liberian community, we all been advocating for that. We led series of campaign. Other people don't know that we worked behind the scene before we even came to power. We've been advocating for this, and I'm glad that it has finally been passed. And aside from being dual citizenship, that's not only Liberian go to Liberia. When we talk about working with the immigration, I mean the Liberia Consular Office, you have other foreign nationals, maybe Ghanaians, Sierra Leone, or American, or whatever you that will want to go to Liberia. They will want to work with the Liberian community to learn more about the Liberian culture. They will want to know how do they get access to the Consul General Office in New York. We will be able to guide them through the process. So when we talk about establishing partnership with the Consul General Office, we're not necessarily telling you that we're going to take a visa from here, we're sending it to New York to get passport. He said, no, we don't have the authority to do so. But there are relationships that can be built to work with the Consul General Office to see how best we can get the needed support that our people may need. Whether you are Liberians or you're not Liberians, it can also work depending on how the negotiation go. So I just wanted to provide that clarification to our people because I see a few comments relating to the dual citizenship about false information and what have you. But
Okay,
we are on track. We are doing very well, and I can tell you that within our 2 year scope of operation, there will be many good things coming to our community. The leadership will not be distracted. We'll continue to work. We'll reach out to every stakeholders in the community. Right now, for the independent day on hand, we've been working very hard. We've been reaching out. We've been reaching out to even people outside New Jersey because we wanted to come back to Trenton. Trenton has been the historic venue where almost most Liberians come to the United States, they get history of Trenton. So to see a functional leadership now, they would like to come back to work to see how best they can celebrate with us. And we want to make sure we keep that fire burning again.
okay, I want you to read this comment, but I want you not to be put your emotion aside. And I just saw the any part of it. But you know that's how Liberian we ask questions. I will put it on the screen. How do you address the transfer of document from the previous administration? Your name was mentioned in the document as a person of interest, yet you signed it as notarial agent. As the result of this transfer, you open a fake account, conflict of interest. You may lose your ability to sell policy. Okay, you know what?
No, let me respond to that. Send that individual want to be sarcastic, I will address that. First of all,
before you answer it, when you ask a very good question, but you're any part of it, you have already found this man guilty.
but you know what happened,
Not a public officer.
let me say this
But
right
you
now.
go ahead and answer it.
Yeah, first of all, before I answer your question to this, right? Do you know that on election night, the very night election was held, and Mr. We are losing election. Mr. We are, I can see in screenshot, he posted in his chat room asking the people to cancel insurance with me. You don't even have 10 members of TIPA that get insurance with Peter Masikwe. The type of help I give to them, there's no other insurance agency will even give them that type of help because of the discount I give to them.
I want you to repeat that again. You say after the election.
After the election, the night of the election, when Mr. Weir lost the election, I don't know if he had personal issue with Peter Masikwe, he posted in the TIPA chat room, calling all TIPA members to cancel insurance with Peter Masikwe. He called on it now. This just show the same thing the other person. I'm not going to say a bad word to him, but it just show how limited the individual is and very uncivilized. I'm a professional person. I know the law. You now know the republic. First of all, for the record, there is no financial documents pertaining to the Liberian community. You see Peter Masikwe need a fix to it, nothing. Now, you remember I just told you about the useless board member who have the 5 useless board member. The individual is not a member of the board. We just had a meeting on Sunday, and the 5 board member in Rupert Peter, the chairman, because they sent out a communication asking that we furnish them with update about past administration. Since we took power, we've been working very hard to make sure that we get every single legal document for this organization in order to do our work. When we were working, they were on Roselle afternoon smoking cigar and drinking beer. They were never part of it, but they are elected officials of the community. Now they have leaked the community document to some unpatriotic individual that don't even have any idea how the community run or not. That's how the person get information. He's not board member. So now the document is making reference to, I will address it right in public. Francis Cordy, who happens to be the former president, the immediately past president, we went to him to get all single document for the community because we needed to make sure that the community get a functional bank account. It was established that the Liberian community had a bank account with West Fargo under Mr. Francis Cordy's name and Mr. Tor as a financial secretary. We work with them to see how best we can transfer that account from in that name to the new leadership so that we can start doing our business. Because you can't have a community leadership, you have the treasurer, the financial secretary holding public money into that pocket. It's not right. It's a recipe for chaos and also promoting corruption. Now, we wrote to Mr. Francis Cordy, the document they make reference to. I have a copy over here. I'll show it to you right now. There's no one single document that went to West Fargo that carry Peter Masuka's signature or notary public. So saying that person want to be an idiot, I will use the opportunity to beat professional senses in their brain so that they will never in their left go ahead and spread falsehood. Because this information is spread here now. That's why I have gone into that court society, the TIPA, and everyone ended running with it. And this is absolutely wrong. I'm dealing with this issue because it has to do with people's repetition. Remember, that's the same people that talk about it feed day that people are after here to job. And he's the one threatening. There is no way I can lose my insurance license because I'm not a fraud. I've been an agent since 2016 with over 66,000 customers in 20 states. No one cheap propaganda. You see the communication here? I will send it to you. You see the paper right here? How many signatures you see on it? Three. Francis Cordy, 12, and Peter Masuka. I'm another republic. I didn't sign 100% of anything. This document here was a document indicating that Mr. Francis Cordy had transferred the legitimate basic document, organizational document to the Liberian Community Association. It includes what? The business registration form, the tax ID number, and everything that they changed in the system because the record has to be there. Tomorrow, if Peter Masuka and Anthony Paye is no longer in leadership, we have to turn over all these documents to them. It has to be documented. I signed it because I'm another republic. This one has nothing to do with bank transfer. Read it. Now, the bank account with West Fargo, only President Anthony Paye is signatory to that account because Francis Cordy, as a previous president, he and the previous financial secretary were the both signatory. Now, they don't know how the financial system works. West Fargo Corporate requires that the immediate past president and the current president for the organization will send a word-to-word note to them. It doesn't even require notary. Nothing. It doesn't even require that. See the other document. This is the document that was used to West Fargo. And I say everything to those unsophisticated board members that they have to leave community document. You remember I just told you that you can't trust a sensitive document? This is not even document that they even need to do anything with in the first place. Now they share it to that puppet that can read and read, that can do research, and they're parading with it right now. Now, that's it. So the person was able to transfer that document. How much in our account? $500. That money been laying out there for almost 10 years. 500. We were able to work with Mr. Francis Cordy and get that document transferred. What crime has the community or the executive committee to make sure that we get every single legal document for this organization to move forward? Right? So the board member and the leader of a prosecutor William, they are all enemy of the state because these are the same people that started in that corner and said that they will suppress the community leadership because that Suma God did not win the election. So that means that they will not work with the current leadership. And I can assure you, you guys are just 5 in minority. Whether you like it or not, the leadership will work. The community guys will back. You have over 7,000 members within the Central Jersey and Metropolitan area. We don't need you to support us. And if you think you can bring Peter Masuka down, go to the Department of Banking. First of all, they won't have nothing to do with insurance policy. It's a certified public thing. Go there and you'll see why it's there for you. So there's no way you can do. So you're looking for fault all along because Peter Masuka is the vice president for the Liberian community. I don't need to be vice president. I'm a president and CEO of Peter Masuka Insurance Company. That's my job. I'm a president and CEO for JMA Group of companies that are employing several Liberians in Liberia. Why you say they push hour 24/7 and you don't even have a single horse in Liberia? So we're here to support the community and provide tangible, not to drag gossip here, there, Yana. What do you have to show? Nothing. Then you want to talk about I will lose my ability to sell policy? I'm a business owner. I sell franchise in all 50 states of the United States. So if you don't know what you're talking about, come to ask questions. So they just show the limitation of the board, how they cannot be trusted. Because when we share this document with them, and it was good, they didn't even give them all our documents. It was good that they didn't even give it. I was so smart that I didn't even give them all. Just piece of paper that doesn't have nothing to do with
Massacre, just wait 1 minute. Just wait 1 minute. Wayne,
today you are talking nonsense about
Wayne, I put your comment up just to tell you.
You see, they talk about that document, Mr. Chris. They talk about annual report.
Wait for me.
Annual report ERN. Did you see anything about bank?
Wait for me, Wayne. Just by spelling the word stupid, you know you can be blocked from Facebook.
Of course.
I complain you. You are very stupid. You insulting. You insulting.
They were
insulting on my platform.
They were just resorting into my so you don't even know nothing. You have group of PDs call themselves
just by using the word.
Okay, giving misleading information.
Hold on 1 minute.
I mean, sensitive document. Are these people trustworthy to even lead a community? That you want to talk about your need? I don't need bank account. So they're very dishonest. You have them all there running one place to another. They don't have anything to show. So for clarification, Mr. General, Peter Matthew as a vice president does not have any right to be assigned to any bank account. My signature is not to no bank account. I did not sign any document to obtain documents from West Fargo. So I want to provide that clarity and I challenge one second. In the very next time.
Relax.
1 second.
Wait. I got to calm the show down. You here to give your information. I will deal with the comments of people who insulting using the word stupid. We are saying Dwayne shouldn't do that. But no matter what happened, I want you to be calm. Don't even call name. I put the comment up, you answer the comment, you answer that question, and we move on. Whether we like it or not, you're into leadership. They will always, as I said, the responsibility, I've been there and I'm still there. The responsibility of peace in the community is on the shoulder of the administration.
I agree, but you know what?
Wait. It just started. 2 months gone. People are still hurt. People are still giving. So what I want you to do, we will discuss all these things and we'll move forward. There are worse things that have happened before. The teeth and tongue will live in the mouth. The teeth will break the tongue or the lip, but we still going to live there. So let's relax. I want you to calm down. That's the responsibility of leadership.
No, I'm cool. I'll just respond because I wanted to
provide that. We're going to put it aside. We're going to put it aside. We already know the inauguration date is when again?
It's October 29.
October 29 is the inauguration date. Okay. Now, my own little maybe input. Are you guys talking to all the other businesses in the area to sponsor your programs? Like what I usually do, I go to communities, maybe they will put 100 this and that, and we put them on the little bulletin and say 1, 2, 3, they are our sponsors and what to advertise their business. You in the business, you guys doing that?
Yes, we have done that. So for the independent program, the independent board, we have succeeded in working with close to 15 businesses because the program she will be like a magazine style. Okay. So for example, we have Realtor, they have a full page. I have my business too there, advertising, I pay for it, and several other businesses. So on
the JY business there too?
Come again?
JY, you got it.
JY being supported. JY business is there. So majority of the businesses that we know that we've been reaching out to, talking to people, some people agree, some people because the time was so short, they couldn't put the advertisement together. So they just decided to give like a financial support, but that I won't appear. Maybe next time, maybe for the inaugural program, since we're leaving time ahead to plan better, we'll be able to reach out to people about 2 months ahead of time.
So
That way we can get it.
if Hector come to you to advertise his hall, will you put it there too?
Of course, we will do it because he paying for his service. So we're gonna do it. I mean, let me tell you something. We're not against nobody in the community. We are all persons. If I see Mr. Weir, I shake Mr. Weir's hand and we move forward. I have never wanted to disrespect Mr. Weir in person or whatever. And I don't have no intention to do that ever. We are professional people. If you accuse me of something, I have the responsibility to protect my business image and my reputation.
And to be frank, as I said, I'm your witness on that day. I was standing at the
exactly
at the
I have the
voting place.
responsibility to respond to that.
I never knew because you're just standing. I was just my back was turned. You said, and I can quote you right.
So
that no
Mr.
matter where the election falls,
we are or any other person that will want to,
you will work with them and you will accept it. At that time,
definitely do that.
They were at the election. They were there, and I think Conrad was standing up, and we said, "Yes, that's a good thing. That you should work together, no matter who wins." I supported Hector based on certain things,
right?
But it never went that way. That means I can't abandon the association, no matter what. Election, one person got to win.
Right.
One person must win. So we must let it go. I beg you. If you listen to me and you're from the Hector side, yes, there might be some personal things, but there's too much they say. If you don't meet the people, you will not get the right message. So, they want to take Hector job. The Attorney General is investigating Hector. The Liberian Association wrote a letter. This other person said this. Now I just saw this document where they say, Mr. the Vice President won and no interest of conflict of interest. He's doing this and doing that. Guys,
no, but
I just saw the notice from Teapot announcing about the game and whatsoever. But Prince is the vice president. There's nothing wrong with Prince being a vice president.
Exactly.
But Prince, you understand that he owed it to the community,
right?
Liberian community first. Whether you like it or not, Prince, you owed it to the Liberian community as a member of the board. You vote, you put yourself on that line, you contested, and you won. There's a reason the people voted for you. Rupert, there's a reason they voted for you. We will sit down. For me, Mr. Vice President, I want you to tell the president, we will sit down with you guys and that board to have
one second. One second. I will say this in the public manner. The current board, headed by Rupert Peter, they are leakers. They are not patriotic. For me, Mr. President will not settle them until they can explain how internal document went to TPA group chat, because there was no member of TPA that went there. That show conflict of interest that they're talking about.
So this document, you're trying to tell me that this document is in the possession of
the board. They took that.
So that is why and Wayne, who is not member of the board, made this statement about the transfer of document from previous administration.
Yes.
Was Wayne in the meeting, in the general meeting?
He's not board member. He was not there.
No. He was in the general meeting, like y'all explained. They say, we're going to do X, Y, Z.
He had never attended any meeting, never whatsoever. And the meeting I'm talking about just this Sunday, it was a meeting for the board members and members of the executive. We had gone there to defend the budget that was submitted to the board for the independent desk program. But because these 5 board members already sat in a corner and decided to undermine the community leadership, they tried to suppress everything we sent to them. They decided to use a cell phone to take pictures of sensitive document, to share it among people, to run negative propaganda on social media. I have lived a clean life. I don't find nobody woman in Trenton yet. I can move to Trenton and move all around. You never hear Peter Massacre name. I live my quiet life. I decided to leave my comfort zone because I feel that I'm in a position to help support my community. This is why I accepted it. And I've said it to Mr. President before I even joined his team. I said, listen, Mr. President, I'm joining your team. I have my record. I have built my reputation. If there is any sign of corruption, I will be the first to resign from your government. And I will also have a live press conference to tell the Liberian people why did I resign. But now, we just getting started working for the community. If you will see high-ranking member of the board leaking sensitive information for the community to a social club that does not even have the registered credential to advocate for the community, that shows breach of trust. How can we even trust them?
Okay, let me ask you this. How many community meetings you people have had since you took over?
So since we took over, we have had one general meeting.
One general meeting.
Yes.
At that general meeting, if your member can serve you right because you're sitting on the platform and you're watching,
yes,
and you know some of the members from TIPA. Any member from TIPA, they are like all they are Liberians, attended the general meeting.
The people that attended the general meeting, number one, Mr. Weir came in with his wife, but he introduced himself as an observer. We had Swansea Goba, the board member, was there. Prince Bayi was there. He disrupted the meeting throughout the very men after the city hall propagating the measure of TIPA. He disrupted that meeting throughout as though he never knew what was going on. Mr. Rupert Peter was there, but then the board, we were still working on stuff to do to come up with all the leadership structure. So the rest of TIPA member, I mean, I don't know all of them in person, but I know few. But the few that I know, I didn't recognize any of them. So if I should count, Mr. Orlando Yinka was in that meeting. If I should count, we never even had more than 6 of them in that place, aside from the board member, the 5 board members that came from the other side doing the election.
You have people from Ewing Township. You have people from Ewing Township and other places like Ewing and what the place is on the other side. They got Ewing and what?
Come again?
In the area that they got Ewing.
We get Ewing, we get Hamilton, we get Lawrenceville, we get.
So you got people from Hamilton and all in our meeting.
Yes. So the first meeting that we had, I mean, in terms of numbers, we weren't that successful because it was a very short notice, and the time we set it at 3 on a Sunday. So we realized that many people were still at church, and other people were still at work. So it was the first mistake that we made, but we still had a success because we have few other people that came in. But going forward, we intend to have all of our general meeting during the evening time, at least by 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, so that other people that went to church or to work will be able to come and to join the process. I mean, that's how we're going to do. But whenever we call for community activities, we don't get much support from them coming to support because we know that we are all colleagues, we hang out together, we meet places. This is why we're calling on everybody. The role of the community is well different from social club. The social club have their own role to play, and we'll continue to support them in whatever they do once they invite the community leadership. If the community leadership is doing something, it's for everybody. It's not for specific few. It's for the entire Liberian community. So we count on all Liberians to come and support the things that we do because it's about everybody. It's not about individuals.
Yeah, we invite them officially.
Of course,
send a letter to them, and
even for the Independent Day program, they will be invited. We're going to send email communication to them or mail for them to come and participate in the program as an organization now. Not all members, because we know members in the community automatically. You don't need invitation to come to the community.
You invite the organization. Yeah.
So the organization.
I mean the leadership.
Because of respect, we have to respect leaders. So we
got Unibois, you got other people.
Yeah, we're going to send communication to everyone of them.
You're inviting churches and other places.
Yeah, the churches. The religious community, the Liberian Council of Churches, they support us a lot. They always pray for us. They call us for advice where applicable. So they give us that word. They will participate in the independent program to move the community forward.
Okay, before we close, what would be your first project you're looking at? Your first project, community project that you guys ready say this is our priorities. This is what we're looking at. We want to see this or X, Y, Z.
So we have two projects earmarked. One, we want to do, we talk about the senior citizen sustainability. The senior citizen, these are people that are aging, they're dear to our heart. We intend to launch the feeding program for them. It will be supported by the community and with support from the state of New Jersey and the city, wherever applicable, wherein it will be in like a networking format. They will come and get some hard meal or maybe get like a raw materials. They will be distributed with waters and what have you. And we will have them in a setting where they will have people to talk to them. Some of them have other resources somewhere that they don't know how to turn it around. And our people aging, that most of them have disability insurance. If they have to go to the nursing home or if they need help, we're going to bring people that will talk to them. Secondly, we're going to launch the women of the Liberian community intend to launch a sanitary power program for um, less fortunate girls in Liberia. Those people from the orphanage home, people with disability, those girls, they need help. And they see the need to launch this program. They are working on it now. So we're hoping that by the end of this year, maybe around December or something like that, we will be able to identify close to 500 girls in Liberia distributed the sanitary pad. By next year, beginning January, we'll be unveiling our annual plan, wherein all other programs and projects that we have for the community will be unveiled. We'll submit it to the general body where applicable or member of the board, it organize themselves, and then we'll be able to do things moving forward. And now let me just provide a clarification. The community has 7 board members. 2 members of the board in Ms. Tyler Miller and James Allen, they've been cooperating with us on a regular basis. They come to all community events. It will interest you to know that the chairman of the board, who control the other 5 that want to be, I would say, CPP in the Liberian community, they're saying that those people only supporting us because of party affiliation. There is no party. There is no party. Election is over. We are all elected officials. We were elected to lead our people. So I believe that we all should work together to move the community forward. But if you start calling your fellow board member or people of party affiliation, then how do you tell yourself? Because you esteem yourself for every program, only the 5 of you that came from the other side. So should we say you've been asking based on party line? No, we shouldn't do that. We should be able to support each other, and we're going to do that. And we're launching the board. I mean the membership due payment program right after the July 26 program. We'll be encouraging our people to pay their dues. We're not, even though the leadership is not depending on the $5 due to make, but whatever money that will come, whatever screen the money coming from, they say if you add 1 cent together, you get big one, right? So we need every single financial support from the community, and luckily the community due payment is $5 per month. So
Okay.
you just
And I want to say,
for the whole year or something.
I want to say thank you very much. I got another show will be coming up, and I want to say thanks for your time, your patience, your service to your community as a businessman, and you risking your time. Letting me to understand, because you have decided to take on a role that is voluntary, and voluntary thing. You got to put everything in. And I see you guys working in the chat room. I see the progress. It will be a tough role. It will be hard. People will insult you, and that is what you sign up for. And most of the people that will criticize you are those of the members of the all Liberians who, one, are not paying dues or will not participate. But they will be the one to ask you. So what I would give you, my little advice, like you a businessman, you meet all your clients, and they say, "Oh, now insurance I pay for." No, you lied to me, blah blah. They will tell you, "Get an F, brother," and I show you were calm. So you must wear that same jacket, but do not sit back. If there's any information that is not right and you want to clear it, you must bring it out.
Right.
And 2, documents most of the time is public. Don't worry about it. But always good is good to call out too, because sharing public document, again, it's a public document, but sharing it with a little association that is not, that refuse to participate, then it's a crime.
Right.
People don't understand. Racism is not a crime, but if you use it to hide another person, it's a crime. So public document, yes, it is public for Liberians, but it's public for people who contributing, but not to take it and give it to a private association and then run with it and use it in a way that's not necessary. Then it's wrong. And guys, we will be very careful. Defamation of character is the worst thing that you can play with. People go to jail. They might sue you for things that you would not be able to even pay for. So let us be very careful if you're listening to me. But Mr. VP, I want you to talk to your people. you still in that embryo stage. You just took over.
Right.
You going, that's good. So at the same time as you going, don't leave nobody behind. Stretch your hands. If they tell you no, let the members know that we stretch our hands. And it should be documented, because the other side say, they won't work with me. You lie, I won't work with you. No, you won't work with me. And I talked to Jacob, I spoke to Chico, I spoke to Prince, I spoke to the chairman, I spoke to the president. I gathering my own information, and I know where everybody going wrong. That ego is still playing. Everybody try to hold the ground. No matter what happened, we must come together. But I want for the administration to do everything, to use every resources that they have to get them. If they say no, then we know we have tried.
Yeah, but
So I don't want you to wear that same jacket as a businessman.
no. Let me tell you something, Moneyball. I can assure you, like I mentioned before, our Peter Massacre on this public medium will tell you, I don't have any personal problem with anybody in this community. Nothing whatsoever. I have a clear mind. But in as much as I have a clear mind and I am a leader, I have the responsibility to do my work for the Liberian people, the Liberian community. I have the responsibility to protect my family. I have the responsibility to protect my job. I have the responsibility to protect my career. And I will say this, people who refuse to come out to seek clarification, whatever there's gossip, and they're in the business of going about spreading falsehood, I mean, there will be consequences. I mean, there are consequences for every action. The only people that can vindicate everybody is the court. We not intend to sue anybody, but if anybody that will carry out character assassination in terms of that, the way that people spreading falsehood about people doing conflict of interest or what have you, they will go to court to answer question. Because I'm not in the business of fighting people or really insult at any individual, but the law will take your course, because why? I have to defend my reputation and my profession. I'm going to do that to the letter. But on a serious note, the community is here. The leaders are here to work for you.
Okay,
You are not enemies.
I want you to take this time and do your closing. Give me 2 minutes of your time.
Yes, I'm taking
I got
this
to
time.
set up for another for my people. So give me 2 minutes
The
to do your closing in the 2 minutes.
The leadership of the Liberian community, headed by Anthony Paye and me, Peter Massacre, would like to encourage every Liberian to come and bold, support the community leadership. If you have questions about anything, our doors are open to you. Majority know my office on South Broad Street in Trenton. Located next Tuesday, our office will be open in Ewing. Stop by, reach to the secretariat, post your question, and you will get your answer. If you even want if you want to see any document from the community, we will be willing to show it to you. We'll show it to you because we do not have anything to hide. And I can assure the community, not under my watch as vice president, that have access to certain information and documents, there will be nobody among all eating public money. If I see it, I will expose it, because we are not in this for personal aggrandizement. We are all volunteers. We are not here to get paid. It's the community people money, and we will make sure that every money that comes to the covers of the Liberian community, the people will be aware of it. We will consult the general body before we make any decision on how we spend your money. You'll be aware. You'll be part of the decision-making process. We just coming into play. We have been here for less than 3 months now, and we are doing extremely well. We want you to work with us. We will make sure we'll reach out to everybody from Bradenton, from Willowboro, from Morrisville, from Ewing, Hamilton, Preston. Your leaders will be to your doorsteps, because we want to make sure we don't want to create any room for speculation. Because if we don't reach out to our people, if we don't speak on this issue, that's why for me, I take the opportunity to come on your network to talk to people. I will be in the Costa show hopefully tomorrow, because we want to make sure we talk to our people. If we don't talk to our people on some of these issues, people will buy the gossip, they will take the lies, and they propagate. And you know our people, sometimes they get information they don't verify. But we don't want that to happen. Reach to us. I'm accessible. You call my number any hour. Don't just call me 1 a.m. If you call
So
me
the office will be
I will answer
open
my phone.
the office will be open 5 days a week.
It will be open 5 days a week, but we will have the operating hours because this is America. Other people work. For me, I'm a self-employed. I work
So
for
it's a
myself. So
voluntary thing. So you got to
it's a voluntary thing, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm available. I'm available every day. Even if the president is busy, if he reach out to me or the financial secretary or the secretary general, the information still come to us, and your question or concern will be addressed. We are there for you, and we'll continue to work for you. This is why we sign up for. And I want to call the 5 leakers, the 5 board members that are leaking information. Is unacceptable. Is against the very constitution that they've been preaching. Is not in line with their responsibility as a board member. They need to be very mature. They need to be responsible, because if they continue with their undemocratic practices, we will not have any trust and confidence in them to share any documents with them, because it's completely wrong. If document needs to be need to be publicized, it will be publicized by everybody. But you cannot come to meeting where we still discussing issues and then you're taking misleading information and carrying it to the public. And I'm glad that I have my certified copy here that I can show anywhere. There's no way this document in Peter Masiko's hand has anything to do with financial transfer. This is the paper that we signed to make sure we got every single document in terms of the tax ID number for the organization, the registration, the annual filing. That's what we have. It's right here. You see the bullet point, tax ID number, business registration. It has nothing to do with West Fargo Bank. I, as the vice president, does not have the authority to affix my signature to any financial thing. I don't sign for money. I don't have nothing. I have my own money that I work for, and I can use it whatever I want to use it. I want to say thank you for giving me the platform, and you will continue to remain a partner to the Liberian community. We will continue to reach out to you where applicable, and please, we will continue to work together as a team. Thank you.
Thank
And
you very much, and Mr. Something like that. Jump your name again. Peter Masiko. Thank you. I will be coming to get my insurance from your place there too.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day and be blessed and keep up the good work. So
Thank
bye
you.
for now. Okay. You can hit yourself up. Yeah, guys, and it was nice talking to him. And please, guys, we'll have to work together, whether we like it or not. We'll have to work together. But you can join me at 11 o'clock. I will be here with Yasini. It's politics time. And as usual now, the general show will be on from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And please join me at 11 o'clock. I know some of my ANC people, I see all the texts. Some people refuse to comment, but I see all the texts. They say, "Winner, you're not coming on tonight. I'm coming on tonight." So please, let us do it. But to the Librarian Association, please, I will not be there this weekend, but I will be at the program on Tuesday. And let us work together. Please, let us do it. Bye for now, and God bless you all. Wayne, take it easy. You see the memo sue you. Don't add a Darius Dillon now. You say, let Bilete go sue you. Okay, boy, y'all have a good day and bye for now. All the things y'all put here, stupid or not stupid. I know that emotion. I know you guys piss off. Who doing this? Who doing that? I know everybody here mad for now. But we'll get it right. We'll get it right. Trust me. We'll get it right. Bye.